For more than 4,000 years, the pyramids of Egypt have stood as monuments to human ingenuity, mathematical precision, and spiritual devotion. Their towering silhouettes shape the desert horizon, guarding the secrets of a past that continues to fascinate historians, archaeologists, and explorers from across the world. Yet despite the vast knowledge we have accumulated about these ancient structures, there remain mysteries hidden beneath their limestone blocks, mysteries that challenge our understanding of ancient engineering and religious symbolism. Among these enigmas is a small, unadorned, and entirely unique structure, one that remains sealed and untouched for millennia. Its unusual design, curious placement, and extraordinary acoustic behavior have puzzled scientists and Egyptologists alike. This room, discovered through modern imaging techniques, has become known as the Silent Pyramid Chamber. What was its purpose? Why was it built? And what secrets does it hold about the ancient world? This is the story of that chamber, the most acoustically mysterious room ever discovered in an Egyptian pyramid. The Silent Chamber was not discovered through excavation but through quiet, patient scientific observation. In the early 21st century, an international team of researchers began conducting high-resolution scans of pyramid structures using muon detectors, thermal imaging, and ground-penetrating radar. Their goal was to identify hidden cavities and structural anomalies without disturbing the ancient stone. One of these scans revealed a faint, rectangular void deep within a lesser-known pyramid on the Giza Plateau. At first, the anomaly was considered an artifact of scanning noise. But repeated tests confirmed its presence. A hidden chamber, never documented, never explored, and completely inaccessible, lay behind several meters of limestone. The decision was made to investigate further using a fiber optic camera inserted through a remarkably small, surgically drilled opening. As the probe descended into the darkness, its light revealed a startling sight: a perfectly preserved chamber, untouched since its construction thousands of years ago. Its appearance was unlike any known Egyptian ritual or burial room. There were no hieroglyphs, no decorative carvings, no artifacts, no traces of ceremonial activity. Just smooth, pale limestone walls in a rectangular shape with dimensions suggesting purposeful, highly calculated design. And then came the most astonishing discovery: the room was nearly soundless. When the research probe tapped the floor, the resulting sound emerged dull, muted, almost swallowed by the air itself. A room carved entirely from stone should echo sharply, but this one did not. The chamber's walls bore microscopic horizontal grooves, consistent, deliberate, and uniform. They appeared to have been carved intentionally, creating the effect of dispersing or absorbing sound rather than reflecting it. When acoustics specialists analyzed this phenomenon, they concluded that the chamber had extremely low reverberation. In modern terms, it behaved like a primitive anechoic space, a room designed to eliminate echo and dampen sound. This level of acoustic control was unheard of in ancient architecture. Why would ancient builders create a sound-dampened room inside a pyramid? And why seal it permanently? These questions sparked one of the most intriguing archaeological investigations of the century. The Silent Chamber quickly became the subject of extensive scientific scrutiny. Researchers began by precisely mapping its dimensions: roughly 4 meters long, 3 meters wide, and a little over 2 meters high. These proportions were not arbitrary. Acoustic simulations revealed that this exact ratio created an environment in which sound waves behaved predictably and rapidly faded. Modern sound labs rely on similar geometry for testing equipment, making the Silent Chamber an astonishing ancient analog. The parallel grooves carved into the walls functioned like early acoustic diffusers, structures meant to scatter sound waves and reduce resonance. Under magnification, the grooves exhibited remarkable precision, with consistent spacing and depth, indicating advanced craftsmanship. The material composition of the chamber also contributed to its unusual properties. The limestone blocks were selected with surprising uniformity. Some were denser, others more porous, forming a layered acoustic system similar to modern sound-absorbing construction. To further explore the chamber's acoustics, scientists ran digital simulations, recreating the entire room in a virtual model. Sound emitted inside the simulation behaved exactly as recorded in the real chamber. Certain frequencies vanished instantly, others lingered for barely a whisper of a moment. This selective absorption suggested intentionality. But why did ancient Egyptians build a room designed to control sound? Several theories emerged. 1. Ritual whisper chamber. Some Egyptologists argued that the chamber might have served as a sacred space where priests whispered secret rites. Egyptian religion held that certain spoken formulas possessed creative power and had to be pronounced clearly and privately. 2. Acoustic laboratory. Another theory posited that the room served as an experimental lab for testing how stone vibrated, ensuring that materials used in the pyramid were flawless. Sound testing has long been a way to detect structural faults. 3. Meditative silence chamber. A more esoteric idea proposed that the chamber was built to facilitate spiritual silence, a physical space where sound could not intrude, amplifying introspection or divine communication. 4. Calibration space. Some engineers suggested that the silent chamber could have been built as a calibration zone where the pyramid's resonance was measured during construction. Each theory held merit, yet none provided a complete explanation. The sealing of the chamber further complicated matters. If the room held spiritual or functional importance, why permanently close it off from use? The answer began to emerge only when researchers discovered something unexpected: additional hidden spaces surrounding the silent chamber. As researchers extended their scanning efforts beyond the primary chamber, they found faint outlines of several adjacent voids, small cavities positioned in a pattern suggesting a deliberate layout rather than random construction. These additional rooms were not accessible, nor did they correspond to known architectural features. Their shapes, some rectangular, others rounded, seemed to serve distinct purposes. Some were placed above the silent chamber, others to its sides. When computer simulations tested how sound waves might behave across these cavities, an astonishing pattern emerged. Certain frequencies, when generated in one cavity, would influence the acoustic behavior of the silent chamber, even though the rooms were separated by thick stone. This phenomenon resembled resonant coupling, a modern engineering principle where separate chambers interact acoustically. Could ancient builders have intentionally constructed a network of acoustically linked spaces? The idea was controversial but compelling. The scanning data also revealed what appeared to be a sealed corridor extending away from the silent chamber. Although faint, its linearity suggested intentional design, a potential entryway sealed long ago. Another anomaly was its alignment. Unlike most pyramid structures aligned to cardinal directions or specific stars, the silent chamber aligned with an uncommon celestial point associated with ancient astronomical cycles. The deeper researchers looked, the stranger the picture became. The silent chamber appeared to be part of a larger concept, perhaps an abandoned architectural experiment, a hidden ritual complex, or a metaphysical structure with symbolic meaning. But the final breakthrough came from examining the purpose of silence in ancient Egyptian theology. Silence was not merely the absence of sound. It represented creation before speech, potential before action, the primordial state before the universe was formed. The silent chamber, in this context, could have symbolized the beginning of existence, a place finely crafted to embody the essence of stillness. If so, its lack of inscriptions made sense. It represented the unspoken, the unwritten, the eternal quiet before creation's first sound. Yet even this explanation did not account for the chamber's extraordinary acoustics. The mystery deepened, and so did the search for answers. With data gathered from acoustics, geology, architecture, and Egyptology, the research teams consolidated their findings. The silent chamber remained enigmatic, but a unified theory began to emerge, a synthesis of engineering, symbolism, and architectural innovation. 1. Architectural precision. The chamber's unique geometry, carefully chosen materials, and microscopic wall texturing were too deliberate to be accidental. They demonstrated an advanced understanding of how stone interacts with sound. 2. Symbolic silence. In Egyptian cosmology, silence was a foundational concept. The creation god Atum emerged from the silent void. Priests performed rites of quietude before invoking divine speech. The silent chamber might represent this sacred stillness. 3. Sealed by design. The room's complete isolation suggested it was not meant for continual use. Instead, it may have served a single foundational purpose during the pyramid's construction: a ceremonial activation, a preparatory ritual, or a metaphysical symbol embedded within the structure. 4. The acoustic network. The surrounding cavities, the echo siblings, of the silent chamber, hinted at a complex architectural concept. Whether experimental or spiritual, their design suggests that the ancient builders manipulated sound and vibration in ways we are only beginning to understand. 5. A forgotten ancient science. The silent chamber may reflect a branch of ancient Egyptian knowledge now lost. The study of vibration, harmony, and silence as metaphysical tools. We may never know its exact purpose, but its existence reshapes our understanding of ancient engineering. It proves that the builders of the pyramids possessed capabilities that extend beyond what many historians assumed, capabilities involving not only mathematics and astronomy but also the physics of sound. The silent chamber stands today as one of the most remarkable and perplexing discoveries in ancient architecture, a room built at the dawn of civilization, sealed in perfect stillness, waiting millennia for human ears to rediscover its quiet secret.